Hi everybody, welcome to the video. I'm not sure what I'm going to call this video yet. Obviously there'll be a title when you see it. But something to the effect of boundaries, terms, manipulation, the DeMars effect. What is the DeMars effect? The DeMars effect is when your boundaries are so strong you don't think about them anymore. They're just automatic. Means nothing. You're not scared. You don't feel bad. You just say no without explanation, without apologies. If you guys think you have good boundaries, test it for a day. Just say no to everybody no matter what they ask. Shouldn't be that hard. Yeah? If you really want to take it a step further, say no without any apologies or explanations. Nothing. Just no. Oh, thank you. That's my favorite. So, boundaries. Everybody learns boundaries. A lot of you know what boundaries are. Many of you might be good at boundaries. Many of you have to work on your boundaries. Big time, huh? But you're aware of kind of what they are. And they might be a little uncomfortable. They might be a little hard to apply in relationships to people, strangers, especially people who don't know that well, maybe. But what you're never taught is when and how do we apply boundaries. You see, a toxic person, a manipulative person, doesn't care about boundaries. Boundaries are obstacles, hurdles. That's it. That's it. And when you apply what's called healthy boundaries to every situation, sometimes you're actually doing more damage to yourself. Why? Because you're telling them and giving them information on how to manipulate you better. So, boundaries is what you're doing is you're communicating to people in your life or around you where your comfort zone is. And this is very, very important. They're not walls. It's not no, no, no all the time. It's just as much no as it is yes. It's just as much please step back as it is please come closer. We may have different comfort zones for different relationships, yeah? Maybe I want my mom here, I want my girlfriend here, my best friend here, and my other friend way out here, my dad out here, my brother, I love him to death, but you know, I've said this before, it's like, maybe my friend stops by every day unannounced, and I think that's too much. That feels uncomfortable. He's not in my comfort zone. He's too close. And I say, hey, bro, you stop by unannounced every day. I'm busy. I got a life. I can't always hang out with you. Could you please call from now on and not come over until we have plans? And I put him where I'm comfortable at, right there. And boundaries are a measure of our self-worth. I have to feel worthy to tell him that, don't I? And if I'm not used to it, it gets scary. I don't know how he's going to react. I feel bad. I feel ashamed. I feel so sorry for him. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. To have good boundaries, we have to be vulnerable. We have to be aware of how we feel. We have to be good at communicating. And this is how we have successful relationships. But that's when two people are working together to do that. We're used to having people in our lives that do not work together. They're not our partner. They act like it. They posture. They pretend. They perform. And we're not quite sure for a while. And the other thing is if we don't apply boundaries when they're needed, we lose a sense of who we are. We lose ourselves. In other words, if I have a friend that cheats and lies or steals, if I say I have one friend that cheats on his wife, one friend that lies all the time to people, and one friend that steals from his work. Well, that goes against everything I value. I can't have both. Okay? So I either have friends that are honest, loyal, have integrity like me, or I throw all that away to have people that don't value it. It's the same thing as if I go cheat, lie, and steal. I'm picking up my principles, throwing them away. And we can do that by allowing people into our lives and not having boundaries. We can't just allow people in our lives to use us, to manipulate us, to make us feel bad, right? So we can easily lose a sense of ourselves by not applying boundaries. And then what I'm going to teach you is a time when we don't apply boundaries, we just be safe. And this is a time where we can start losing a sense of who we are, and what it means is we just need to get away from that person immediately. Not in 6 months, not in 6 years. That's when we lose who we are. So I'll try to be very simple here. When we're talking about boundaries and when to apply the correct boundaries to what person, what relationship, think about it as fixing a relationship. Okay? So people that are not in our lives, we're not necessarily trying to fix relationships. So we don't need to be completely vulnerable, completely honest. We just tell them, please stop. See, if it's a friend, a lover, family, we tell them how it feels. One of the best things you could do for boundaries is tell people, that's uncomfortable. Oh, I really like when you do that. That feels really good to me. And we're communicating again what's comfortable, aren't we? And so the best thing to say is, that's uncomfortable. That makes me uncomfortable. Anybody who cares about you reacts to that, adjusts, right? I won't do that again. I'll start doing this. Thank you for telling me. But a manipulative person, now you're telling them, you're letting them know what's uncomfortable. They will keep applying that uncomfortable pressure until they get what they want. So what do we do? What do we do? Think of 3 different types of boundaries, 1, 2, and 3. Boundaries 1 is simple. It's polite. It's for strangers, people not in our life, maybe coworkers. We're not trying to fix problems. We're just trying to get them to stop doing something that's uncomfortable. Such as the one of the best ones is, you're asking me too much information. Hey, that's a little personal. I don't want to go there right now. I don't know you. We're just coworkers. Let's not talk about personal life. Let's just keep it work related. Do you see what I just did? I'm not trying to fix a relationship. I'm not telling you how uncomfortable it is to me. I'm just bringing it right around here to stop what I want to stop. That's boundaries 1. Boundaries 2 would be, you're my friend. I say, hey, when you do that, that totally freaks me out. I think like you don't want to be my friend anymore. You know what I mean? So would you mind rephrasing that a little better, or telling me, or just can you reassure me that you do want to be friends, you just have a problem? Do you see what I'm doing? I'm being vulnerable. I'm telling you how I feel, and I'm making the relationship better. I'm fixing something. A problem, most problems are just emotional. If it's not emotional, it's not a problem, right? So I have an emotional problem with a friend, and I tell them. I'm very vulnerable. I'm open. I let them know how I feel, let them know what I want. I let them know what I need. You see that? But if it's someone that keeps pressuring, and keeps pressuring after you say something, or it makes you feel deeply uncomfortable till it's almost dangerous, we tell them to stop. Boundary 3. Boundary 3 is, you tell them nothing. Nothing. You don't tell them who you are, how you feel, what you need, what you want. That hurts me. That scares me. I don't like that. That's uncomfortable. No. You're simply giving people information. Do not tell people anything until they're in your life and you trust them. Do not tell people anything. You want to protect yourself the most? Stop telling people stuff about you, because you're doing it. You're doing it. You're telling people about what you really like, what you're really scared of. You're telling people about your childhood, triggers, past relationships, abuse. Stop. Stop giving people information that they're going to use against you. Yeah. Stop. Just like people I don't need to know any of the good things about me. They don't need to know anything about me. Who cares? How much do you guys know about me in 10 years? 1,500 videos. Not much, do you? I offer a little bit of stuff just for you to help you understand, just to relate. But I don't need to tell you my personal life. I don't care. So, now, I have a few different situations that are the most typical for manipulating. We have identity control and management. We have domination control. We have authoritative control. We have emotional control. All manipulation is about control. Sometimes the content doesn't even matter. Do you understand that, everybody? Sometimes it really isn't about the pair of shoes or the weather or what you did wrong 2 years ago. It's just to get control over you. Okay? So I'm going to tell you some of the most typical, and I'm going to tell you the correct way to react to this. So identity control. When you're talking about narcissists, borderline, sociopaths, people with personality disorders, they don't know who they are. And they will constantly try to manage and control their identity, and pretty much it's your perception of them. That's very narcissistic. A lot of you guys wonder, are they borderline? Are they narcissists? When they start really getting into the identity management, control, perception of what you think of them, that's very, very narcissistic. Where a borderline more so will be more vulnerable and just tell you everything, right? Narcissists don't do that. They stay controlled and they stay private. They stay concealed, covert, but they'll identify with all kinds of things, and they'll go from one to the other. They'll go from healer. They'll go from hero to helper to victim to boss to child, mother, parent. They go through these roles, and it's identity. These are the ones that have conspiracy theories that tell you all about the 5G towers are killing us, that tell you all about, we didn't ever land on the moon, and the government is after us, and the doctors are all, not real, and drugs are all poison, and I mean, just constant conspiracy theories. And this is a way for them to manage their anxiety about who they are. They get to tell you, and they tell you, and you confirm it, you validate it. Stop doing that for these people. You don't have to react. And there's something else I want to tell you. You don't have to form an opinion about everything all the time, guys. I mean, about everything. If you're not very politically informed, you don't need an opinion about politics, do you? You don't know. You don't have enough information. I just dealt with somebody, I had to deal with somebody on a work-related basis that would just constantly tell me conspiracy theories. And I'd be like, I'm not really interested in these. And you don't believe me. Because that's all they're trying to do. Get you to validate, reaffirm that they are this. You're special. You are so special, privy to information. Oh, you're a victim. Everybody's been after you. Oh, you're so smart to know this stuff. Oh, God, you're so it's just constant. And they want to know, you believe me, you don't believe me. You just say, I don't have enough information. Don't validate this crap. Once you shut it down, they'll stop doing it, usually. They might try again a little bit, and you just stop it, you just shut it down. But the correct way to act to this is you need to decide with people like this, do you want them in your life? And if you want them in your life, and this feels bad, this needs to be fixed, okay? So all relationships have problems, all of them. And the problems must be fixed or the relationship ends. You cannot go on a relationship of any kind with a problem, something that feels wrong. Someone that sits there and tells me all about their stupid hero, what is it again? Helper, hero, healer, victim, and you have to just sit there quietly and just, oh, really? Yeah, you're so amazing. Oh, really? You're that good. Oh, your work really loves you. Oh, you're the best mom. Oh, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't want to do that. So I'm not going to do that with people in my life. So I'm going to tell them to stop. There's the boundary, and a boundary is to fix it. Right? Now, if you decide that I can't be friends with somebody like this, I can't have somebody like this in my life, you shut it down and you leave. You get out of the relationship. Okay? You don't need to fix them. You don't need to tell them. You don't need to call them out, because when you start doing that, they get you. They get you. The more quiet you are, the more non-reactionary you are, over time, they can't figure you out. You become mysterious, and they hate it. They hate it. Toxic people can't stand me. They don't know what I'm thinking. They're always wondering if I'm on to them. Sometimes I don't say anything, so they think I'm going along with it, and then they realize I just walked away. I'm not going along with it. You don't need to always shut this down. If you're not going to have them in your life, stop trying to fix it. Don't argue with them. You don't need to tell them that they're full of crap, and that there's no conspiracy theory, and that the 5G towers aren't killing us. If you have to live with them or work with them all the time, then you're going to have to fix it somehow. What are you going to do? There's a boundary. Now we need to fix it. Please stop telling me about any conspiracy theory at all. I don't have enough information, and I'm not interested. Thank you. See how I didn't show any emotional reaction? I didn't tell them any personal information, right? If it was my friend, I'd say, hey, I'm really concerned that you believe all these things. It must be awful to feel that anxious and scared about it all. I don't know if you really believe it all, but it's making me upset. You're making me anxious. You're causing me stress, and I don't like to hear about it all the time. I was wondering if you could probably try to refrain from that stuff. Do you see the difference, guys? Do you see? It's very, very important, and I know a lot of you don't. It took me years to learn this. I knew boundaries, but I didn't know this stuff. I treated everybody the same, and that's where you're going to fail. The next one, domination. This person will talk over you all the time. Blah, 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 blah. Cut you off, cut off your sentences. You try to say something, they don't react to it. They won't sit in it. They won't talk about it. It's just right back to them, to them, to them, to them. Dominate conversation, dominate what they do, what you guys are going to do. We're going to do this. I don't want to do that. Constant domination. Talk. This is stressful. Nobody can handle it. Get the hell away from it. If you can't get them to stop the problem, the relationship is over. There's one factor to all of these I'm going to get to at the end. The other one is authoritative. I know better than you. You shouldn't have. You should. Guilt, shame. That's not right. That's wrong. I'm going to fact check you. Think of it this way. Say I have a roommate and I just move in, okay? And there's a guy that lives in this house with me. And in the morning I see him and I'm always like, hey, good morning. And he ignores me. The next morning I'm like, hey, good morning. Nothing. The next morning I accidentally say, good morning. And he says nothing. I get mad. God damn it. Why'd you say it again? He's ignoring you. He's playing games. Typical reaction to this is what, guys? Get angry, tell him off, wait for him to say good morning, and you ignore him. These are games, and if you don't know how to play, you might lose. What do? Don't do that. Don't play games with him. No, don't ignore him. Don't play that game. Just call him right out, or move, or say nothing ever. Do not react to this. Do not play his game. Do not do what he does and be disrespectful. This is the important part. This is where our values come into play. This is where we lose a sense of who we are. Yes, he's being disrespectful. If you're disrespectful back and you value respect, you lose a sense of who you are. You can justify, you can rationalize all you want. You still lose a sense of who you are. You're not telling people why it's okay to do what you did. You're telling people how you lost yourself. How do you react in that situation? You stop saying good morning. When he finally says good morning, just acknowledge it. Because if you don't, if you wait till that time where you aren't going to say good morning anymore, you are the problem. You're the one who doesn't get along because he just didn't hear you. What do you mean? I didn't hear you. I didn't know you were saying good morning. You're the one not saying good morning. I've been trying to say good morning to you. If you can't get along and you can't even just say good morning or something, acknowledge people that live here, maybe you shouldn't live here. You see what that person just did? So you just play along. You just ignore him. And you just forget it. And if he says good morning, hey, that's it. You walk away. Can't say anything. You can always bring it up and say, oh, well, I say good morning, but you wouldn't say anything back to me. Don't say ignore. Now you're playing this game. Just, you wouldn't say anything back to me. So I just stopped saying good morning. It's okay. No big deal. I just, oh, I didn't hear you. I say, oh, you didn't? Oh, okay, that's weird. And you make him say, good morning to you, good morning to you, good morning to you. And you just, barely acknowledge it. No emotion. Leave. Do you see that, guys? Now, if it was my friend, what do? We be vulnerable. We tell them how it really feels to us. And I need you to say good morning back to me. I can't have somebody ignore me. It feels bad. But this isn't somebody you can trust. This is a dangerous person. So you need to realize or figure out, am I going to stay here or am I going to leave? And if I'm going to stay here, I'm not going to play his game. I'm not going to lose a sense of who I am. Now, here's the biggest manipulation that you guys are going to experience. This can happen with coworkers, friends, lovers, family, all kinds of people in and out of your life. And it's emotional manipulation. It's influential. And they use baiting tactics. Baiting tactics, if I can't control you, which most people can't, I can't take your arm and make you grab this and do this with it, and right? We can threaten somebody or try to influence them with money maybe, but really, when it comes down to it, borderlines, narcissists, sociopaths, they bait. Emotional baiting. I can't control you physically, so I'll control you emotionally. If I make you feel a certain way enough, you'll do it. If I make you scared enough, you'll run. If I make you scared enough to leave you, that I'm leaving you, maybe you'll beg. If I give you enough and stroke your ego enough, maybe you'll bend and do what I want. But it's baiting. So Some of the most typical baiting is accusations. I accuse you of things you didn't do. I bring up the past of things you didn't do. I shame you. I guilt you. I make you scared. I give you gifts. I feed you, feed you, feed you, feed you, feed you, feed you. I flatter you, give you money. I compare you to other people, make you feel bad. I gaslight you, make you doubt yourself. Do you see this? All I'm doing is changing how you feel emotionally. And this requires a reaction. It requires a reaction, not a reply, an emotional reaction. Okay? There must be a reaction. So if I was to teach you anything today, if you learned anything today, be careful of your reaction. People that you trust, people that you love, and people that you're trying to make it better and fix and all this, reaction. Emotional reaction. Oh my God, I can't believe that. Oh, okay, yeah, I love you. People are trying to manipulate you. You don't tell them anything. You don't react. You don't tell them anything about yourself. You don't tell them how you feel. You don't tell them what you're scared of. You don't tell them what you want. You don't tell them what you need. Nothing. You just tell them what to do. Now, there's such a thing called terms. Boundaries are, please don't do that. That feels bad. Please do this. Okay? But when they've crossed this and you're not sure what to do when you're dating them, when you're living with them, when it's family, you don't want to just throw them away right away, right? Throw the relationship away right away. We have terms. Okay? So remember that what matters the most is feelings. I'm writing it down to remind myself. Feelings. That's most important. I have to feel comfortable in this relationship, and boundaries helps me communicate that with you. Okay? Then, when that doesn't work, we have terms. Because every relationship has problems, and every problem must be fixed. If we don't fix a problem, we lose a sense of ourself. Our self-worth goes down. Our self-esteem goes down. Our self-respect goes down. We lose a sense of our values. We aren't getting what we need. It starts to feel bad. We try to numb that. We lose who we are. So a term is the last chance. A term is you can never do this again, or you always have to do this again. Do you agree? If they don't agree, it's over. If they agree and do it again, what are the repercussions? We need terms, and we have to have repercussions. The term is you can never call me that name again, and if you do, the relationship is over. Do you understand that, and do you agree to that? They have to say yes, and they can never do that again, or it's over. Do you understand that, guys? This might sound mean or tough or any of this stuff, but otherwise, if you don't have this, if you don't live like this, you won't have the DeMars effect. You'll have the effect that you've been having for years. Stress, instability, losing myself, anxiety, depression, medical problems, addictions. Again, feelings are most important in relationships. We communicate with people in our lives to make it better, to fix problems. If we can't fix the problem, the relationship is over. We communicate with people to tell them in our lives we're vulnerable. We ask. If they're dangerous, we don't tell them a single thing. We give a term, and if they cross that term, the relationship is over. We can only survive so long compromising our values. If I made a mistake and I got married and I'm living with this woman and all of a sudden she switched and now she's abusing me and she's toxic and she says nasty things and she's gaslighting me and she's stealing my money, I got to get out of there. And I can't be totally vulnerable, nice, and respectful. And that. What do? You just smile, comply, do what you got to do. And if you have to lie to survive, you lie to survive. But you better get out of there immediately because you are losing a sense of who you are. It's not a way that we can live like that. Make sense? I hope it does make sense, but any of this doesn't, please ask me questions, guys. I'd like to help you. I really want you guys to get this, okay? So ask questions. Let's learn this, and let's better protect ourselves and have better success in relationships and not be emotionally abused or traumatized anymore, yeah? Thanks, guys. Love yourself first. Thanks for the thumbs up. Subscribing to the channel. You can find me at daviddemars.com.